Ladies and gentlemen, your identity is the essence of who you are, the unique combination of your passions, interests, values, and goals. When you are in a relationship, it's important to stay true to yourself and nurture what makes you you. Sacrificing your identity for the sake of a relationship is one of the most damaging things you can do, not only for your own well being, but for the relationship itself. In any healthy partnership, both individuals should have the space to grow, flourish, and continue being their authentic selves. When you begin to sacrifice parts of who you are, you risk losing not just your sense of self, but the very qualities that drew your partner to you in the first place. At the start of any relationship, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement of building a connection. And sometimes that can blur the lines between what you want and what your partner wants. However, it's crucial to recognize that no amount of affection or love should ever require you to give up your identity. Your interests, passions, and the things that bring you joy shouldn't be compromised for the sake of pleasing your partner. If you find yourself neglecting your hobbies, your friendships, or your personal goals just to accommodate someone else, it's a sign that you're losing touch with who you truly are. One of the biggest dangers of sacrificing your identity is that it can lead to resentment. Over time, when you consistently put your partner's needs above your own, you may begin to feel trapped in a role that doesn't truly represent you. This builds frustration as you find yourself wondering where you went or why you're not as fulfilled as you once were. In a healthy relationship, both partners should encourage and support one another's personal growth. Instead of suppressing your true self, your partner should help you blossom into the best version of yourself. When you start to give up your identity, it can also affect how you view yourself. You may begin to question your worth or feel that you're only valuable in the context of your relationship. This sense of dependency on someone else for validation can be incredibly damaging. Your self-worth should never be tied to someone else's perception of you. You were worthy before you met your partner, and you remain worthy throughout the relationship. It's vital to remember that you do not need to lose your individuality in order to be loved. Sacrificing your identity can also affect the dynamics of the relationship itself. When you change who you are to meet someone else's expectations, the relationship may shift from one of mutual respect to one of dependency or imbalance. Healthy relationships are built on equality and mutual respect, not on one person constantly adjusting themselves to fit the other's desires. If you're always changing who you are to meet someone's demands, you risk building a foundation that lacks true authenticity. Eventually, this can lead to a breakdown in communication and understanding, as one person feels they are constantly giving up their true self. Moreover, relationships based on a sacrifice of identity are rarely sustainable. People can only live inauthentically for so long before it becomes unbearable. Eventually, the true essence of who you are will resurface, and if you buried it too deeply for too long, it may be difficult to reclaim it. It's much easier to maintain your sense of self throughout the relationship than to try and recover it later when you're feeling disconnected or lost. In the process of maintaining your identity, it's also essential to ensure that your partner respects the person you are. If you find that your partner is asking you to change in ways that conflict with your beliefs or values, it's important to assess whether this relationship is a healthy one. A loving partner will accept you for who you are and encourage your growth, not try to mold you into someone you're not. Relationships that thrive are based on the foundation of mutual understanding and acceptance. If you're constantly being asked to change, it's a sign that the relationship may not be in your best interest. Finally, when you preserve your identity in a relationship, it can actually strengthen the bond between you and your partner. A relationship should never feel like a pressure to conform, but rather a partnership where both individuals bring their unique perspectives and qualities to the table. By staying true to yourself, You're not only maintaining your individual happiness, but also fostering a deeper connection with your partner. Your authenticity allows your partner to love the real you, which is the foundation of any lasting, meaningful relationship. At the heart of who you are lie your core values, your beliefs, ethics, and the principles that guide your decisions and actions in life. These are the deep-rooted convictions that shape your worldview and influence how you interact with others. They serve as your moral compass, helping you navigate the challenges and complexities of life. When you enter a relationship, it's vital that you never compromise these values even if the pressure to do so arises from your partner. Your values are the foundation of your integrity, and without them, you risk losing not only your sense of self but also the respect you deserve from both yourself and others. Compromising your core values for the sake of a relationship can lead to a loss of authenticity. If you change your beliefs or actions to meet someone else's expectations, you may begin to feel disconnected from the person you once were. You might start to feel like you're living a life that isn't yours, acting in ways that don't align with who you truly are. This dissonance between your true self and the persona you present in the relationship can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction and confusion. Over time, you may feel that you're not living the life you intended to, all because you compromised the very principles that define you. Moreover, compromising your values for a relationship can create long-term emotional turmoil. When you act against your own beliefs to please someone else, you might initially justify it by thinking it's for the greater good of the relationship. But deep down, you'll feel the disconnect between your actions and your internal convictions. This tension can breed guilt, anxiety, and confusion as you start to question whether you're making the right choices for your life. In the end, this internal conflict can erode your self-esteem and weaken the trust you have in yourself. No one should ever ask you to act against your fundamental beliefs. Your core values often influence your choices in significant areas such as career, relationships, lifestyle, and even how you spend your time and energy. If a partner begins to pressure you to abandon or change those values, whether it's to follow a different career path, adopt new religious beliefs, or take on new behaviors that conflict with who you are, this is a clear sign that your relationship is not balanced. It's important to realize that a relationship is meant to support your growth, not demand that you abandon your most cherished values. If a partner does not respect these, it's an indication that they may not respect you as a whole. Additionally, compromising your core values can create an unhealthy power dynamic in a relationship. If one partner consistently bends or gives up their values to appease the other, the relationship becomes unbalanced. This can lead to a sense of resentment building over time, as the individual who has compromised their beliefs may feel that they have been taken for granted. This type of dynamic is unsustainable, as one partner's happiness and identity are being sacrificed for the other's comfort. A healthy relationship should be one where both partners bring their individual values and principles to the table, allowing for a harmonious blend of differing perspectives. Compromising your core values also puts you at risk of losing respect for yourself. When you change your beliefs or actions to fit someone else's expectations, you may start to feel that you are not living in alignment with your true self. This can undermine your self-respect as you begin to question whether you are being true to your authentic needs and desires. In relationships, it's crucial to maintain self-respect, as this is the foundation for setting healthy boundaries and maintaining a strong sense of self-worth. When you compromise on your values, you undermine your own sense of dignity, and over time, this can erode the foundation of the relationship itself. Another reason why compromising your core values is dangerous is that it can set a precedent for future behavior in the relationship. If you allow yourself to let go of your values once, your partner may expect it to happen again, and you may find yourself making more concessions as time goes on. This creates a pattern where you constantly sacrifice your beliefs and desires, and the relationship may evolve into one where you feel like you're always bending or changing to keep the peace. Eventually, this can lead to a sense of emotional exhaustion as you give up more and more of yourself, all in the name of maintaining the relationship. Lastly, maintaining your core values ensures that you attract the right kind of partner for you. If you stay true to your beliefs, you naturally align yourself with people who respect and share those values. A relationship built on mutual respect for each other's values is much stronger and more enduring than one where one person is constantly compromising their beliefs. Staying firm in your principles helps you build a partnership based on authenticity, trust, and shared goals, which is the foundation of a lasting, healthy. When you allow yourself to remain true to your values, you open the door to the right kind of love, one that supports you as you are rather than trying to change you into someone else. In the journey of a relationship, it is easy to become deeply invested in your partner, but it's crucial to remember that your friends and family are foundational to your life. These relationships often provide you with support, stability, and a sense of belonging that is irreplaceable. No matter how strong or passionate your romantic relationship may be, it is essential to maintain your connections with the people who have been there for you long before your partner entered the picture. Letting go of your friends and family for the sake of a relationship can leave you feeling isolated and unsupported. Friendships and family bonds are vital because they offer perspectives, guidance, and emotional support that a romantic relationship might not always provide. Your friends have known you for years, often longer than any partner, and they understand your personality, your quirks, and your needs. They are there to offer honest advice when things go wrong, to cheer you on during your successes, and to help you navigate life's challenges. Your family has been with you through various stages of your life, providing a strong foundation that helps shape your sense of identity. If you allow a romantic partner to push you away from these relationships, you risk losing a support system that is vital for your mental and emotional well-being. One of the greatest dangers of cutting ties with your friends and family is the risk of emotional isolation. A healthy relationship should complement your life, not replace the people who have always supported you. When a partner demands that you choose between them and your loved ones, this is a red flag. A partner who asks you to isolate yourself from friends and family may be trying to manipulate or control you, making you feel that they are the only source of emotional support you can rely on. This type of behavior is toxic and can create an unhealthy dependency in the relationship, leading to a lack of balance and potential emotional abuse. Additionally, friends and family are often the first to notice when something is wrong in a relationship. They may observe behaviors or dynamics that you might overlook, especially in the early stages of a relationship when emotions are high. A partner who isolates you from these relationships is effectively removing the perspectives that could help you identify unhealthy behaviors or warning signs. By keeping your friends and family close, you ensure that you have a network of people who can offer advice and support if the relationship begins to show signs of dysfunction. Your friends and family also provide a sense of individuality and freedom that can be easily lost in a romantic relationship. A healthy relationship should allow both partners to maintain their independence, including having the freedom to spend time with others and pursue individual interests. When you let go of your friends and family for the sake of a relationship, you risk losing the ability to connect with other people who provide different forms of emotional and intellectual stimulation. This narrowing of your social circle can lead to feelings of suffocation or resentment, as you may begin to feel trapped within the confines of your romantic relationship without the outlets that once provided balance. Moreover, relationships with friends and family are essential for maintaining a sense of self-worth. These relationships are built on long-standing connections that are not contingent upon any particular behavior or set of conditions. Unlike romantic relationships, which can ebb and flow based on changing circumstances, friendships and family bonds are often more stable and unconditional. When you allow your partner to push you away from these relationships, you risk eroding your own self-esteem and sense of belonging. It's important to remember that Your value doesn't come from how much your partner loves or values you, but from the love and respect you receive from your support system. If you start to lose touch with friends and family, you also start to lose the diversity of experiences and perspectives that they bring into your life. Your friends and family offer different viewpoints that help you grow, challenge you to think critically, and provide a broader understanding of the world. Relying solely on your romantic partner for emotional fulfillment can limit your experiences and stifle your personal growth. In contrast, maintaining strong relationships with your loved ones ensures that you stay grounded and open to new ideas and opportunities that enrich your life. Lastly, maintaining relationships with your friends and family ensures that you have a balanced and fulfilling social life. A relationship should be one part of your life, not the entirety of it. By holding on to your friendships and familial ties, you allow yourself the space to enjoy different aspects of life, including socializing, personal growth, and community engagement. These connections help keep you well-rounded and fulfilled, allowing you to bring your best self to the romantic relationships without sacrificing your individuality or happiness. A healthy relationship thrives on the idea that both partners have separate and fulfilling lives that they choose to share, not that one partner's life becomes absorbed entirely by the other. Independence is one of the most important aspects of any healthy relationship. It is the ability to stand on your own, make your own decisions, and pursue your personal goals without relying excessively on your partner for validation or support. Independence isn't just about physical or financial autonomy, but also about having the freedom to think, act, and be yourself within the relationship. When you maintain your independence, you ensure that you don't lose sight of who you are or your personal needs, which is essential for a balanced and thriving relationship. Maintaining independence allows you to preserve your sense of self, even when you're deeply involved with someone else. It's easy to get wrapped up in the dynamics of a relationship, especially when you are emotionally connected to your partner. However, if you lose yourself in the process, you risk giving up your personal goals, desires, and values. Independence means that you have the freedom to grow, both as an individual and as part of a couple. You should never feel like you have to sacrifice your identity or put your life on hold to make room for your partner's needs. Instead, your individuality should be celebrated, and your partner should respect and support your personal growth. Financial independence is another crucial aspect of maintaining independence. Being financially self-sufficient not only gives you the ability to make decisions for yourself, but it also ensures that you are not reliant on your partner for financial support. This is particularly important in ensuring that your sense of autonomy and dignity remains intact. Whether you're in a relationship with someone who is more financially secure or you both contribute equally, it's important that both partners retain the ability to manage their finances independently. Relying on someone else financially can create an imbalance in power and can lead to feelings of dependence or resentment over time. Financial independence allows both partners to make decisions without feeling that they owe the other anything or are being controlled in any way. Emotional independence is just as important as financial independence in a relationship. While emotional intimacy is a key part of any healthy partnership, it's vital that each person in the relationship is emotionally self-sufficient. This means that you should not expect your partner to fulfill every emotional need you have or to act as your sole source of emotional support. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual support, but it's crucial to have other outlets, friends, family, or personal hobbies that help you manage your emotions. If you rely solely on your partner for emotional validation or happiness, it creates an imbalance in the relationship as it places an undue burden on your partner to meet all your emotional needs. Emotional independence ensures that you are strong enough to handle your emotions without constantly needing reassurance or support from your partner. Independence also fosters a sense of confidence and self-worth. When you are independent, you recognize that you are capable of handling your own life, making decisions and navigating challenges. This creates a sense of inner strength that translates into all aspects of your life, including your relationship. Confidence in yourself and your abilities allows you to contribute to the relationship in a healthy, supportive way. You bring your strengths, not your vulnerabilities or dependencies, to the table. This confidence also empowers you to communicate openly and assertively, expressing your needs and desires without fear of losing your partner's approval or affection. Maintaining your independence also provides you with the freedom to pursue your passions and interests. Each person in a relationship should have the space to engage in activities that bring them joy, whether it's a career, a hobby, or a social circle. If your partner expects you to abandon your interests for the sake of the relationship, it can stifle your personal growth and lead to feelings of resentment. Healthy relationships support and encourage each person to pursue their passions and grow both as individuals and as a couple. A partner who encourages you to remain independent and pursue your own goals is one who truly values you for who you are, not just as an extension of themselves. Independence also plays a crucial role in maintaining the overall balance of the relationship. A healthy relationship is based on the idea that both partners are complete individuals who choose to come together, rather than two people who are dependent on each other for survival. When you maintain your independence, you prevent the relationship from becoming overly codependent, which can lead to unhealthy dynamics. Codependency can manifest in many ways, such as one partner always seeking approval from the other, or both partners becoming emotionally enmeshed to the point where they lose sight of who they are outside the relationship. Independence ensures that both partners are emotionally whole and that their individual needs are being met, allowing them to come together as equals in the relationship. Finally, maintaining your independence is key to ensuring that your relationship remains fulfilling and sustainable. Over time, relationships can evolve and both individuals grow and change. If you lose your independence, you risk creating an environment where one partner feels like they have to constantly make adjustments to keep the other person happy. When both partners maintain their independence, they are more likely to stay grounded, pursue their own goals, and come back to the relationship with a sense of excitement and novelty. This mutual respect for independence fosters a relationship where both people are continuously learning and growing, individually and together, ensuring that the partnership remains strong and dynamic throughout the years. Emotional abuse is one of the most insidious forms of mistreatment in relationships, as it can often go unnoticed until its effects have taken a profound toll on an individual's mental and emotional health. Unlike physical abuse, emotional abuse may not leave visible scars, but it can be just as damaging, if not more so. It can erode self-esteem, create long-lasting trauma, and manipulate a person's perceptions of reality. The key to maintaining a healthy relationship is to never tolerate emotional abuse, no matter how subtle or disguised it may be. It is crucial to recognize the signs early and take proactive steps to protect your emotional well-being. One of the most common tactics of emotional abuse is manipulation. A partner may manipulate you by guilt-tripping, playing on your insecurities, or making you feel responsible for their happiness. This often leads the victim to question their own judgment and self-worth. A manipulative partner may make you feel as though you owe them something, or that your actions are always the cause of their distress. Over time, this can erode your confidence as you begin to believe that you are the source of all problems in the relationship. No matter the circumstances, it's important to recognize that no one should ever make you feel guilty for simply being yourself or for prioritizing your own needs. Another form of emotional abuse is gaslighting. Gaslighting involves a partner making you doubt your perception of reality, often by denying events, twisting facts, or insisting that you are overreacting. This form of psychological manipulation can lead you to question your sanity, your memory, or your sense of self. The abuser may repeatedly tell you that you are imagining things, causing you to lose trust in your own mind. The long-term effects of gaslighting can be devastating, as it leaves the victim feeling disoriented, helpless, and vulnerable. In any relationship, it's essential that both individuals maintain a clear understanding of reality, and gaslighting undermines that basic trust. Isolation is another tactic often used by emotional abusers to gain control over their partner. They may attempt to sever your relationships with friends, family, and other support networks, making you feel that they are the only one who truly understands or cares for you. Over time, this isolation can lead you to become more reliant on the abuser for emotional validation, making it harder to leave the relationship. A healthy relationship should allow you to maintain and nurture your connections with loved ones. If your partner tries to isolate you from your support system, this is a significant red flag that emotional abuse is occurring. Verbal attacks and belittling are also forms of emotional abuse that should never be tolerated. A partner who constantly criticizes, insults, or humiliates you can severely damage your self-esteem. These attacks may be disguised as jokes or constructive criticism, but they are often aimed at lowering your sense of self-worth. Over time, the constant barrage of negative comments can make you feel worthless or undeserving of love and respect. No one has the right to demean you, and it's essential to recognize that your worth is not defined by someone else's harsh words. If a partner belittles you, it's a sign that they are not valuing you as an equal, and this kind of behavior should not be tolerated. Threats and intimidation are other signs of emotional abuse. A partner who uses threats to control or manipulate you, whether through threats of violence, self-harm, or emotional abandonment, is exercising power over you in unhealthy ways. This type of behavior can make you feel afraid and trapped, as the abuser uses fear to maintain control over your actions and decisions. Even if the threats are not followed through, the constant anxiety and fear can have long-term effects on your mental health. It's essential to recognize that threats in any form are never acceptable in a relationship. Everyone deserves to feel safe and secure, both physically and emotionally, in their partnership. Emotional abuse can also manifest in controlling behavior. A partner who seeks to control every aspect of your life, such as what you wear, who you talk to, where you go, and what you do, does not have your best interests at heart. This control is often disguised as care or concern, but it is rooted in insecurity and a desire to dominate. Over time, this control can wear down your autonomy, making you feel helpless and powerless. It is essential to recognize that no one should have the right to dictate your choices, especially in a relationship that should be based on mutual respect and equality. Lastly, emotional abuse can leave you feeling as though you are walking on eggshells, constantly adjusting your behavior to avoid triggering your partner's anger or disappointment. This kind of anxiety-filled environment can be mentally and emotionally exhausting. A relationship should make you feel safe, supported, and loved, not as though you need to constantly monitor your every move to avoid conflict or emotional outbursts. If you are always second-guessing yourself and fearing your partner's reactions, it's a clear indication that the relationship is unhealthy. The fear of making mistakes or upsetting your partner is a hallmark of emotional abuse and should never be tolerated. In any relationship, mutual respect, support, and understanding are fundamental. Emotional abuse undermines these basic principles, creating an environment where one person holds power over the other. No one should ever have to endure emotional mistreatment. And it's important to recognize that you deserve to be treated with dignity, kindness, and love at all times. Emotional abuse is not a sign of love or care, it is a sign of control and manipulation. If you recognize these signs in your relationship, it's crucial to seek help and take the necessary steps to protect your emotional and mental health. One of the most important aspects of maintaining a healthy relationship is staying true to your personal dreams and ambitions. While it's natural to compromise in certain areas of a partnership, you should never let go of the goals and passions that define you as an individual. Your dreams and ambitions are what give you purpose and drive. They reflect your passions, your potential, and your vision for the future. When you allow someone else to overshadow or suppress these aspirations, you risk losing sight of who you are and what you truly want out of life. A fulfilling relationship should encourage and support you in pursuing your goals, not detract from them. The pursuit of personal goals is an integral part of who you are. Whether your ambition is centered around your career, education, creative endeavors, or personal development, these are the things that fuel your sense of accomplishment and happiness. When you prioritize your relationship over your ambitions, it might seem like you are doing so out of love or dedication, but in the long run, neglecting your personal dreams will likely lead to resentment and dissatisfaction. It is vital to remember that you are not defined solely by your relationship. You are an individual with your own set of desires and goals that deserve attention and respect. Furthermore, pursuing your dreams independently helps you maintain a sense of identity within the relationship. When you focus solely on your partner's needs, wants, and plans, there is a risk of losing yourself in the process. A healthy relationship should allow you to flourish as a unique individual, while also growing together as a couple. By continuing to focus on your own ambitions, you ensure that you don't lose the essence of who you are, which is crucial for long-term happiness and fulfillment. If you make sacrifices that involve abandoning your dreams for the sake of the relationship, you may find yourself feeling empty or regretful down the road. Support from a partner is essential in helping you achieve your goals, but that support should never come at the cost of your personal identity. A true partner will respect and encourage you to chase your dreams, whether they align with theirs or not. They should see your success as their success and cheer you on as you take steps toward your ambitions. If your partner makes you feel that your dreams are secondary or unimportant, it may be a sign that they are not fully supportive of your personal growth. A relationship built on mutual respect should allow both individuals to thrive in their personal lives while contributing to the shared goals of the couple. Additionally, by maintaining focus on your own dreams and ambitions, you increase your sense of self-worth. Achieving personal milestones boosts your confidence, strengthens your resilience, and reminds you of your capabilities. This sense of accomplishment feeds into the relationship as well, as you bring a fulfilled and confident version of yourself to the table. When both partners are pursuing their passions and working toward their own goals, they bring a sense of excitement and growth to the relationship, which keeps things dynamic and engaging. The fulfillment you gain from personal success enhances the overall strength of your connection with your partner. However, the balance between nurturing personal ambitions and maintaining a strong relationship can be challenging at times. Relationships often require sacrifices, but these should never come at the expense of your core aspirations. If you find that you are constantly sidelining your dreams to accommodate your partner's needs or desires, it's crucial to reassess the situation. A relationship that requires you to forego your ambitions in favor of your partner's goals is likely setting you up for future dissatisfaction. It is essential to have open communication with your partner to ensure that both of you are making room for each other's dreams and respecting each other's time and energy in a balanced way. Another key factor in maintaining your dreams is setting healthy boundaries. If your partner discourages or invalidates your ambitions, it is essential to set clear boundaries around these issues. You should be able to express your goals and plans without fear of judgment or ridicule. Establishing boundaries doesn't mean shutting your partner out, but rather creating a space where both individuals can thrive without compromising their values or goals. Boundaries in a relationship ensure that both partners are given the space they need to grow as individuals while still nurturing the connection they share. By setting boundaries around your personal dreams and ambitions, you protect your sense of self and ensure that you do not lose sight of what is most important to you. Finally, keeping sight of your dreams is also essential for maintaining a sense of direction in your life. Life is full of challenges, and having personal goals can help you navigate the ups and downs with purpose. If your only focus is on the relationship and neglecting your own aspirations, you may find yourself feeling stagnant or aimless. Having dreams gives you something to look forward to and motivates you to keep growing, regardless of any setbacks or obstacles. When both partners in a relationship pursue their dreams and ambitions, it creates a sense of shared excitement, inspiration, and support that benefits both individuals and the partnership as a whole. Self-respect is the cornerstone of any healthy, fulfilling relationship. It is the foundation that allows you to stand up for yourself, assert your boundaries, and maintain a sense of dignity, regardless of the challenges that may arise in a partnership. When you lose your self-respect for the sake of a relationship, you risk compromising your values, your sense of worth, and your ability to make sound decisions for your own well-being. A relationship should enhance your life, not diminish your self-esteem or cause you to tolerate disrespectful or harmful behavior. Never allow yourself to be in a situation where you feel that sacrificing your self-respect is necessary to maintain a relationship. One of the key components of self-respect is the ability to set and maintain healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. They define the limits of what you are willing to tolerate from others, including your partner. Without clear boundaries, a relationship can quickly become toxic, with one person constantly overstepping the other's comfort zone. If you allow someone to violate your boundaries repeatedly, you send the message that your feelings and needs are secondary to theirs. This erodes your sense of self-respect and can lead to a power imbalance in the relationship. You should always feel empowered to set boundaries and expect that they will be respected. Another aspect of maintaining self-respect is recognizing when to walk away from a situation or relationship that is harmful. Sometimes, for the sake of preserving your dignity, it is necessary to step away from a toxic or unhealthy relationship, even if it means making difficult decisions. If a partner belittles you, manipulates you, or undermines your sense of self-worth, staying in the relationship can cause long-lasting emotional damage. The fear of being alone or the hope of change can sometimes lead people to tolerate behavior that violates their self-respect. However, allowing yourself to be mistreated for the sake of a relationship ultimately diminishes your self-esteem and self-worth. Recognizing when it's time to leave is an act of self-respect and self-love. Self-respect also involves maintaining a sense of independence within a relationship. While relationships require compromise and mutual support, it's important to avoid becoming overly dependent on your partner for emotional validation or happiness. Relying too heavily on someone else for your sense of worth can leave you vulnerable to manipulation and control. A healthy relationship should allow both individuals to grow independently while still nurturing the bond they share. If you find yourself sacrificing your personal identity or losing sight of your own needs and desires, it may be a sign that you are not maintaining the self-respect needed to preserve your well-being in the relationship. Additionally, self-respect means having the confidence to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs openly in a relationship. Communication is key in any partnership, and when you respect yourself, you feel empowered to speak your truth. If you are afraid to share your thoughts or stand up for what you believe in because of fear of judgment or conflict, it can lead to feelings of frustration and resentment. A healthy relationship thrives on honest communication and mutual respect. If your partner is dismissive of your opinions or consistently invalidates your feelings, this behavior undermines your self-respect. No one should ever feel that their voice doesn't matter in a relationship, and self-respect means recognizing that your feelings and perspectives are just as valid as anyone else's. One of the most powerful ways to maintain self-respect in a relationship is by practicing self-care. Self-care is the act of nurturing your physical, emotional, and mental health, which ultimately strengthens your ability to maintain self-respect. When you prioritize your own well-being, you are better equipped to recognize when a situation is not aligned with your values or boundaries. Taking care of yourself also reminds you that you deserve respect and care from others, including your partner. Whether it's setting aside time for relaxation, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or seeking support from trusted friends and family, self-care reinforces your sense of self-worth. If you neglect self-care, you may begin to feel depleted and unappreciated, which can make it easier to tolerate mistreatment. Another important aspect of maintaining self-respect is refusing to tolerate behavior that compromises your values. If your partner's actions or words go against your core principles, it's essential to stand firm in your beliefs and not compromise them for the sake of keeping peace or avoiding conflict. Whether it's dishonesty, manipulation, or disrespect toward others, allowing your partner's negative behavior to go unchecked signals that you are willing to accept things that go against your integrity. A relationship should align with your values, and if it doesn't, it may be time to reevaluate whether that relationship is truly in your best interest. Your values are the compass that guides your decisions and actions, and self-respect means upholding those values even when it's difficult. Lastly, maintaining your self-respect involves recognizing your worth and not allowing anyone to make you feel inferior. Everyone deserves to be treated with kindness, dignity, and appreciation. If a partner belittles you or makes you feel less than, it's crucial to understand that this behavior is unacceptable. You are worthy of love, respect, and equal treatment. When you tolerate mistreatment or degradation in the name of love, you send the message that you do not value yourself enough to demand the same level of respect that you give to others. Self-respect is about recognizing your inherent worth and not allowing anyone to take that away from you. It's easy to fall into the trap of settling for less than you deserve, especially when it feels like you're in a relationship that provides some level of companionship, affection, or security. However, settling for less than you deserve can have long-term consequences on your happiness, mental health, and sense of self-worth. True fulfillment in a relationship comes from being with someone who respects, values, and supports you in every aspect of your life. Settling for less means tolerating behaviors, treatment, or circumstances that are beneath your expectations and standards, which can ultimately leave you feeling unfulfilled and resentful. One of the primary reasons people settle in relationships is the fear of being alone. Society often places a great emphasis on being in a relationship, and the idea of being single can feel daunting, especially when you are constantly surrounded by images of happy couples. This fear can make it tempting to accept a relationship that is less than ideal simply to avoid the discomfort of loneliness. However, it's important to recognize that being in an unhealthy or unsatisfactory relationship is far more detrimental to your well-being than being alone. When you settle for less, you may end up sacrificing your happiness, your mental health, and your sense of fulfillment. Embracing your own company and learning to be content with yourself is far more rewarding in the long run than settling for a relationship that isn't right for you. Another reason people settle is because they believe that they can change their partner or that things will improve over time. This often leads to the hope that if they just try harder, communicate better, or be more patient, their partner will eventually change to meet their needs. While growth and change are possible in any relationship, expecting someone to fundamentally change for you is unrealistic and unfair. It is important to accept your partner for who they are, not for who you hope they will become. Settling for someone with the expectation that they will change to fit your desires is a setup for disappointment. Instead, it's crucial to focus on finding someone who already aligns with your values, needs, and goals, rather than investing in a relationship that requires constant effort to fix. When you settle for less than you deserve, it can often lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. You may begin to question your worth, wondering why you can't find someone who truly meets your standards or treats you with the respect and love you deserve. This can create a cycle of low self-esteem and emotional turmoil. where you start to believe that you are not worthy of the kind of love and respect that you long for. It's important to remember that you are deserving of a relationship that brings you joy, support, and fulfillment. Settling for someone who doesn't meet these needs only reinforces feelings of inadequacy and prevents you from experiencing the full potential of what a healthy relationship can be. Additionally, when you settle for less, you risk compromising your long-term happiness and well-being. Relationships are not just about temporary comfort or companionship. They should enrich your life in meaningful ways. If you settle for someone who doesn't fully align with your life, goals, values, or desires, you may find yourself growing increasingly dissatisfied and disconnected over time. The initial excitement of the relationship may fade, leaving you with the realization that you've been settling for something less than what you truly want or deserve. Over time, this dissatisfaction can lead to resentment, frustration, and a deep sense of unfulfillment. It's crucial to assess whether the relationship you're in is truly serving your long-term happiness, or if you're simply making do with a situation that doesn't fully satisfy you. Moreover, settling for less can also hinder your ability to meet the right person who truly complements you. If you stay in a relationship out of fear, convenience, or a sense of obligation, you may miss out on opportunities to meet someone who is a better match for your needs and aspirations. Being in an unsatisfactory relationship can cloud your judgment, preventing you from recognizing when you deserve something better. It can make you complacent and convince you that this is all you are worthy of, even though there may be a more fulfilling relationship waiting for you. By choosing to settle, you may inadvertently block yourself from the possibility of meeting someone who truly respects you and supports your dreams. Settling for less than you deserve also impacts the dynamics of the relationship itself. If you continuously accept subpar treatment or tolerate behavior that goes against your values, it sets a precedent for how you expect to be treated. It sends the message that you are willing to accept less, which can lead your partner to take you for granted. Over time, the imbalance in the relationship may grow, with one partner giving more while the other takes advantage of the situation. Healthy relationships are based on mutual respect, trust, and equality, and settling for less undermines those essential foundations. The longer you tolerate bad behavior or settle for mediocrity, the more difficult it becomes to reset the dynamics of the relationship and establish the boundaries you deserve. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to have the courage to walk away from a relationship that isn't serving you. This requires self-awareness, confidence, and the belief that you are worthy of a love that is fulfilling, healthy, and reciprocal. Walking away from a relationship that doesn't meet your standards is not a sign of failure, but rather an act of self-respect and empowerment. It is a recognition that you value yourself enough to choose a relationship that aligns with your true desires and aspirations. By refusing to settle, you open the door to finding a partner who is more compatible with you and who will treat you with the love and respect you deserve. Lastly, never settling for less than you deserve is an essential part of building a healthy, successful relationship in the future. By recognizing your worth and not settling for anything less, you set the standard for the type of relationship you want to create. You teach yourself to never compromise your values, and you hold firm to the idea that you are worthy of the best kind of love. This mindset doesn't just help you in romantic relationships, but also in how you approach friendships, career opportunities, and your overall life path. By refusing to settle, you become empowered to create a life that is aligned with your highest standards, and you attract people who will meet you where you are.